Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. This is a story that's been stirring up a lot of buzz in NFL circles, and it's got serious implications for the 49ers and their upcoming pursuit of Super Bowl glory. We're talking about a potential blockbuster trade involving J.C. Horn, one of the most promising cornerbacks in the league right now. And it's not just speculation. Insiders are buzzing about a possible trade that could reshape the NFC West's landscape. The Carolina Panthers, sitting at an 8-7 start in 2025 but with a 4-11 overall record, are reportedly exploring their options, and Horn seems to be at the center of that conversation. Why? Well, because Horn, a true man coverage specialist, has been turning heads this season, and teams are noticing his impact. The Panthers are in a bit of a rebuild mode, and with their defense struggling, especially in pass yards allowed, giving up about 240 yards per game, and their secondary leaking big plays, they're looking for ways to shake things up. Their cap space is also a factor, with around $25 million allocated for defensive linemen after dealing with injuries. So it makes sense that they'd consider trading Horn, especially since he's got a pretty attractive price tag. A first-round pick plus a second-rounder is being floated around as a potential offer. That kind of haul would be a massive boost for a team like the 49ers, who are always looking to add elite talent and keep their Super Bowl window wide open. Now, why would the 49ers be so interested? Well, Horn is not just any corner. He's a guy who plays aggressive man coverage, and that's exactly what the 49ers love in their secondary. Over the 2025 season, Horn has been impressive, tallying 21 solo tackles, 5 interceptions, tied for second in the league, and 27 total tackles. His PFF grade is around 88, 7 which is outstanding, and his EPA per target is 17, meaning he's been a real game changer when it comes to limiting the opposing offense. His receptions allowed are just 30, and he's been a key piece in elevating a secondary that's already got stars like Charvarius Ward, who's a similar type of shutdown corner. The 49ers, coming off a 13-4 season and currently sitting at 11-4, are known for their aggressive, versatile defense, and Horn would only make that unit scarier. His addition could push their interception numbers up by around 5 per season, while reducing passing yards allowed from roughly 215 to about 180 yards per game. That's a significant improvement, especially considering how much defenses can control the game with turnovers. His aggressive coverage style adds about 22% more bite to the 49ers' man-to-man defense, which is vital against high-powered offenses. This kind of upgrade could be the difference maker in the playoffs, where every possession counts. It's worth noting that Horn's career so far has been pretty clean, no major injuries, unlike some other prospects. He played 51 games in total, with his 2025 season injury-free, a stark contrast to his ankle issues in 2024. His rise resembles what we saw with Denzel Ward in Cleveland in 2023, elevating the Browns' secondary significantly and adding around 10 interceptions. That's the kind of impact the 49ers are looking for, a corner who can shut down top receivers and force turnovers at critical moments. Of course, the Panthers are a bit hesitant. They're not just handing Horn over for peanuts. Without him, their pass coverage drops by about 18%, and that's a big concern in the NFC South, especially with rivals like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers lurking. Losing a player of Horn's caliber without adequate replacement could leave their secondary vulnerable, and that's a risk they're not eager to take. But for the 49ers, this is a golden opportunity. Projected to add around 5 interceptions per year with Horn, and with a decrease in passing yards allowed, they could see a massive boost in their defensive efficiency, especially in the playoffs, where turnovers are often the difference between a Super Bowl shot and an early exit. Looking ahead, the potential trade could make the 49ers' secondary virtually unbeatable. Imagine a defense where Charvarius Ward and Horn are locking down the perimeter, forcing quarterbacks to make tough throws, and creating opportunities for the pass rush to get after the quarterback. The secondary would become a true strength, And that's exactly what teams need when facing elite offenses in the postseason. Plus, Horn's presence could help the 49ers maintain their dominance over the NFC West, where teams like the Seahawks and Rams are always gunning to knock them off. But the 49ers keep finding ways to stay at the top with smart personnel moves. And let's not forget the cap implications. The 49ers are always strategic with their salary cap, and adding a player like Horn might involve some creative maneuvering, especially with the offseason looming. But with the right moves, they could get Horn signed long-term, making him a cornerstone of their defense for years to come. And considering how much this team values versatility and playmaking, Horn would fit right into their blueprint. Now, specifically, the odds of this happening are shifting, from being a long shot at plus 1,300 to a much more reasonable plus 600 for Super Bowl odds if they land Horn and bolster their secondary. This move could turn Horn into an X-factor in the playoffs, especially against top-tier WRs. Historically, players like Horn who excel in coverage and create turnovers have been game-changers in big moments, turning the tide of playoff games with a pick-six or a crucial interception. The 49ers are all about that kind of opportunistic defense, and Horn could be the missing piece to make their secondary the best it's been in years. So, looking at the broader picture, this trade would be a strategic move by the 49ers to maximize their Super Bowl window. They've already built one of the best defenses in the league, but adding Horn would elevate that even further, making it tougher for opponents to move the ball. It's a move that signals their intent to contend not just this year, but in the coming seasons, maintaining their status as a dominant force in the NFC. Now, I know some of you are probably wondering about the Panthers' side of things. They're in a bit of a rebuild, and trading Horn would be a statement that they're focusing on building through the draft and developing young players. But for the 49ers, this is about acquiring a proven playmaker who can come in and make an immediate impact, especially in high-stakes games. The secondary is a key point of emphasis for San Francisco, and Horn's addition could be the spark that pushes them over the top, especially as they gear up for a deep playoff run. In summary, this potential trade is one of the most exciting developments for the 49ers in recent memory. It's about upgrading a secondary that's already solid but could become elite with Horn. It's about taking that next step towards a Super Bowl, and it's about making sure that their defense remains one of the scariest in the league. The move also sends a message to the NFC. The 49ers are not just content to be contenders. They want to dominate and leave no doubt about who rules the NFC West. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to US and TO, the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news.